Hi everyone, it's Veroosh. Welcome to my channel. This is your reading for this next 8 days. There's some pretty prolific transits happening at this time as we get prepared for the full moon in Virgo. This morning I did the extended for the water signs. We did that live, so some of you watched it with the members while I read for the astrology on this. Over the next 2 days, I'm going to do several more live sessions for members only for all the elements and talk about the transits we're going to talk about today for them one by one or in groups of element, right? So the eagle just flew by my window. Sorry, got distracted. Anyway, we have some pretty spectacular transits. So what I'd like to do with everyone today is go over the astrology and then break it down by all signs and give you a message for it each. The way that the members extended works this time is that I'm going to talk about the deeper energy for members only. Well, for everyone else, I'll tell you what to be aware of and talk about it for your sign as well. So we're going to do a little astrology today and a little tarot, and I hope you're just as excited as I am about this. Oh, maybe you guys can finally see my crystal. Come on, camera. Show them, please. Anyway, I'm excited to do this. Oh, my nails are, so you guys see how beautiful this is? And I forget what the element inside of this crystal quartz. It's not a tourmaline. I know it's green actually. So it's my little green crystal that I love very much. But my nails are dirty and I can't get them clean. It's that time of year when I'm doing gardening and stuff. So I try the best I can, but you'll see a little bit of this and that's what it is. It's just me making food. Okay, so welcome everyone. I hope you guys are excited for this as much as I am. Let's start with the astrology so that we can take a look at what I'm referring to. So basically, through this weekend, from the 11th, 12th, and the 13th, the Sun will form a conjunction with Neptune. So a few days ago, the Sun formed a conjunction with Jupiter and now forms a conjunction with Neptune. And so this is a once-a-year transit that will bring clarity into our lives. So it's a very special transit. What's more special about this is that this is the year in which the rulers of the sign of Pisces join together. And this is very rare because I think the last time this happened was 1856. And so we have Jupiter and Neptune joining in Pisces in April, and everything from that new moon a few videos ago that I mentioned has been the ramp up of this energy. In fact, I'll make a playlist for you guys and put it in the description after the video so you can check out all the videos that are relevant for this. So today's video is pretty much to bring your awareness to this other point in which the Sun and Neptune join together and bring a lot of clarity. So what does the Sun with Neptune really mean? The Sun with Neptune creates clarity in circumstances that are hazy, fuzzy, or unclear. And because there's been so much going on between Neptune and Jupiter, the Sun entering into these conjunction points are really giving us insight into things that are hidden. So it's a very nice and exciting transit, and we have a lot in Pisces at this time, and it's going to really prepare you for the full moon in Virgo, which will happen on the 18th of March. So just be prepared, and what I would say is from this point on, March 11th, 12th, 13th especially, be very aware of what kind of conversations you're having, what kind of truth is being said, what are you getting to the bottom of with other people, because it will in some way illuminate for you underlying truths about your life. And in particular, if there is miscommunication between you and others, Neptune and the Sun and so forth, you know, the Sun with the Neptune will bring clarity to your point of awareness. So you may have lots of like light bulb moments or awareness that's coming up. So yes, it's pretty exciting conjunction. Now beyond that, we have also a grand trine that's happening between the South Node, Sun and Neptune, and Jupiter's here too, even though it's a wide orb, it's still together. And then we have on the 13th the Moon in Cancer forming this beautiful grand trine. Grand trines are energies in which three frequencies from the same element, water in this case, join together and activate each other for a facilitating of energy between them. Now, in some cases, you know, when the moon enters, well, not in this case, but in some other cases, when the moon enters Leo, it could still form a grand trine based on degree, but it wouldn't be by element, which we're looking at here. So what does this mean? So this is what I'm here to talk to everyone about today. And so basically on the 13th, the moon will make a connection to the South Node in Scorpio, which is going to be working through a lot of underlying things about ourselves for the next year and a half, or maybe year now, year and 3 months. And then also the Sun is bringing a lot of clarity into our lives with this conjunction with Neptune. So I'm pretty excited about this. I'm pretty excited about the opportunity to understand things on a deeper level. To be honest, I'm already experiencing it. And I planned to do this video before, and I was gardening and I had like some really nice awareness about my life and who I am and what's important to me. So just personal reflections. So this is a very nice time to do that. And the grand trine energy in this energy is very strong in relation to the past, as well as confusion about the present. So whatever situation you might be feeling confused about or conflicted about, or you don't know how to think about it, or maybe in my experience, it's even been things that I don't necessarily wonder about, and then suddenly some kind of revelation is presenting itself to me. Little things like, you know, oh, go for a walk, or think of it this way. Like, it doesn't have to be, so it can be monumental, but it can be quite everyday sort of awareness points. So, and it can feel very freeing. So I hope that, you know, we've been under a lot of stressful energy, and now that Mercury is in Pisces, where this is a very nice energy for self-awareness and getting your head and your heart in the right direction. So that's what I'm here to cover with you guys today. So what we're going to actually do is take a look at this chart for every single sign, and we'll do a little reading alongside of it. So we'll tell you where this resonates for your sign. And I was going to do 4 videos, but because we're already under this transit, I definitely don't want to miss anyone or get the video to them last minute. So we're doing on all signs today. So it's going to be shorter per section, but I am going to be able to explain it for every single sign for sun, moon, and rising. So I hope you enjoy that. Now I'm going to switch over to another chart in which I will talk about the second level. So the second level of interpretation is what I'm going over with the members about. So if you watched this morning's video, you will see what we were talking about. And in order to avoid repetition in the members only section, just to give you guys an idea of what's going on beyond this grand trine and conjunction, I just would like to explain this to you here right now. So this is just the astrology for the collective. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention this. If you guys want to get a reading with me, it's located in the description and in the comments. of course, I'm putting things off and trying to finish things as fast as I can and so my website's not updated, but you have a direct link to get a reading with me, and also the members videos are in the description and in the comments, so you guys can check it out there, and comments are open and welcome. I just want to give you guys again a great round of applause for all your positive feedback and thoughtful comments about the Ukrainian situation. And so I think that you guys have all contributed valuable information. I also really appreciate the fact that the majority of you, or very few of you, were problematic. The majority of you did not use this to push forward like aggressive theories or talk over others. So I thought that was really cool how people came through with their opinions and facts and information, but they didn't use that as a point to politicize their worldview or something like that. So I thought that was a really constructive conversation. So if you guys want to keep that going in any of my comment sections, I encourage that. Whenever we talk about Ukraine, I will be editing comments, not editing, but like approving comments in the back, just in case. I don't want someone's feelings to get hurt by someone taking liberties, but that's it. Okay, so let's talk about this astrology a bit deeper. So the Sun with Neptune joins in Pisces, and then we have this grand trine, but there are three other aspects that are forming because of this. So the first are, and these are specific to March 13th. However, they will influence our energy moving into the full moon. So you want to think of this energy as a preparatory energy for getting ready for the full moon, getting your head and your heart in the right place, and, you know, getting in touch with what's important. And so this energy overall, in summary, is an energy of cathartic realization or awareness. So you're getting like just opportunities to get to the bottom of things and understand things on a deeper level and understand how things work, getting the truth out, all those sorts of things. So it's a very good energy for this. So why is it a good energy? Well, we have Pluto here in Capricorn. Capricorn energy has now been diffuse. So basically all the planets that are now in Aquarius have moved out of Capricorn, putting much less pressure in Capricorn. So if you have Capricorn, you know, Geminis, Capricorns, Cancers, all of you who are deeply affected by this transit, you should be feeling better now. By the way, I did take out certain transits from the chart for the purpose of showing you this. So this is just simplified for clarity. Okay, so basically we have this position at the end of Capricorn. Pluto is in the 28th degree. Can you believe it? We've almost made it. So Pluto's in the 28th degree of Capricorn, forming an opposition on March 13th through the moon. But the moon is creating this grand trine of energy between the south node and the sun, and this is called a kite. So Pluto becomes the propeller, like the engine, the little engine that could, and the nose becomes the moon, which is a point of awareness. Now, whether you believe in Vedic astrology or Western astrology, the moon can either mean the mind or the heart, but I think that the deeper underpinning of the moon is understanding and like perception and understanding things on a deeper level, a higher truth. And so with this kite, in some ways, things from the past, from your past, are propelling you forward towards this elevated sense of awareness with the moon in Cancer. It's a very, very nice energy, elevating energy, and supported by the Sun conjunct Neptune and the South Node, again, touching in on deeper truths. The second kite, there's a second kite off of the North Node. It's opposite. So this is the engine that could, this is the propeller, the back end of the kite. And the front is the South Node in Scorpio. And that's interesting in and of itself, because you will likely get thrust into circumstances or realizations or dreams that are going to have you confront, again, secrets and truths, because that's what Scorpio is all about. So you're getting a lot of energy that's coming straight at you for self-awareness, awareness of your environment, and understanding how things work around you at this time. So at the same time as Sun and Neptune form a conjunction, these supportive angles are just really beautiful, and they're really elevating your awareness. So go slow and really savor things. You know how people say savor a glass of wine or savor a chocolate? Like, really enjoy this energy, really confront whatever's coming up, and be open to whatever it's saying. Now, the last aspect that's really benefic and positive alongside this energy is the mystic rectangle. Excuse me. It escaped my mind. So the mystic rectangle is formed right here. So essentially what this represents is a repeated course of action to allow us to try and try again until we find a good understanding of a situation. So between all of these kites, we're getting, especially from now until March 13th, a ramp up of energy, of being able to understand like a deeper truth, a deeper meaning, and then get multiple jabs at it, multiple opportunities to understand the truth, understand what's going on. I think that many of you are going to have a really great opportunity here to really understand what's happening in your lives, understand what people mean. If you're in a confusing situation at this time, be very ready to listen. And this isn't necessarily such a transit that involves talking. So it doesn't involve like you communicating. This is a lot of you sensing. This is a lot of you appreciating, rehashing, working through the things that have happened or have been done to you, and coming into some kind of awareness and illumination about confusing things in your life. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm pretty excited about it, as you can tell. But so today we're going to talk about the first part, which is the grand trine and the conjunction between the Sun and Neptune. I just figure if we talk about both parts here, it's just going to get very messy. So the extended is for members, in which we talk about the mystic rectangle and the two kites by each element. And I'm going to do lives for the next couple days to do that. And here we're going to break this down for everyone. So I hope you enjoy this. I'm excited to do it. I have my cards so I can just focus on the reading. So we'll just pick a sign and start there. So your first up is Gemini. Hey Gemini, how are you doing? Welcome to my channel. Let's take a look at how this energy works for you. So let's first appreciate where this is happening. So this is really good because for Gemini, we know that there's been like a lot of energy to do with, you know, breaking down Capricorn energy, Gemini, right? So it's in your 8th house. You may have lost a lot. You may have been displaced. Your relationships with people may have been broken down. And so this gives you a very clear awareness, the Sun with Neptune in your 10th house, about where you stand in the world. So you know the peaks and the lows in this circumstance. And I think that you get a real good dose of reality. The thing about Gemini is I know you guys like reality. I know you guys like the truth. You guys are fact-oriented people. And I think that this is going to be it's like people finally tell you the truth and you're like, no guys, tell me the truth. And so finally you're getting that answer. And that's supported by the moon in the 2nd house. So something financial you become aware of. And then here in the 6th house, the South Node. And the South Node in the 6th house, honestly, what this means to me for you is the truth. Like the bottom line of how things have been going for you. Let's say you have not been taking care of yourself very well, which is a 6th house thing. And you know that you're being like low energy because you have not been taking care of yourself. This South Node with the 6th house will help you confront that. Or if you're accepting behavior from other people on a regular basis that's polluting your life or causing these kinds of destructions to do with the 8th house that we just seen, you're coming into realization about that. And you sort of here are getting breakthroughs in your social life and your public life, and really getting an opportunity to kind of focus on things that matter and things growing and new things beginning. I hope you guys took my advice and planted some plants over the last week. I hope you're seeing them germinate and come up now. So I think that's a really good activity for your sign. So let's pick some cards about this. I feel very good about your transit here. So we have the Four of Stars, which is the Four of Wands. So this is like, you know, home, fresh start, knowing who's on your team, feeling good about people. Then we have the King of Hearts, King of Cups, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy. Somebody could be very much on rooting for you in terms of your public circumstances, your public standing. This can feel like a love situation. Look how close they are. So there could be some love on the horizon for some Geminis, or maybe you're involved in a love relationship. Five of Stars. So Five of Stars, you know, there's a really great saying about anxiety. Anxiety points to the thing that isn't working in your life the ways, like it's not functioning in the way that you would like it to be. So it's not necessarily pointing to something that's bad. It's pointing to something that you need to change, that's not as efficient, and you sort of on some level or know that it's not working for you, but you haven't accepted it yet. So there's something about the relationship that's strenuous at this time. And trust me, every single relationship, this feels like it's a message for those of you in new relationships or new friendships. This could be also a work colleague or friend. And so, you know, all relationships have their ups and downs, and they're never perfect. So don't expect this to be perfect. That's what the message is. And then we have the Seven of Wands. Stand up for yourself in the circumstance. Don't bow down or bow out and avoid uncomfortable conversations with people. I think that this whole lesson for Gemini has been avoiding conversations. So 2019, 2020, we had all these transits here in the 8th house. A lot of your tower moments in the 8th house had to do with you confronting the fact that you simply did not nip it in the bud. You didn't tell people to stop bothering you and so they got overbearing. So here it's saying stand up for yourself. Knight of Wands. Okay, so some of you guys are risking turning a King of Cups into a Knight of Stars, or at least you feel that way. You're worried that if you say something to them, that they're going to turn around and leave. But, you know, honestly, from the outside in, that is the best way to save yourself time. So if he's going to dip, if he's going to turn into the Knight of Wands and just want to get out of there after you assert what you need, he was not going to give you that, or she was not going to give you that ever anyway. So we have the Nine of Trees. It's saying, like, don't bow down. Remember, this is a 10th house transit, so it has to do with your career and your public life. It says don't bow down to things that make you feel uncomfortable, Gemini. You have to assert it and say, no, I don't want it, because you know what's ahead. Good money, good resources, good finances. There's a lot of things to look forward to. So, you know, I'll see you there. So good luck. And yeah, so if somebody's giving you antsy feelings, I hope you've learned your lesson about enabling people and all of that, right? So not calling anybody out, just trying to be your friend. Okay, so next we have Libra. Interesting energies coming straight up. Maybe I'll do air signs first thing tomorrow. So let's look at Libra's astrology first. Let's see. So Libra, okay, so Libra, let's see your energy. So your energy is all about the 6th house. So what we were talking about with Gemini about a little bit. For you, there's real opportunity to be more efficient here. So there's a real like awareness of where you are losing time. You're getting, you know, when you find like a gadget or some type of technology that actually allows you to deal with things better or saves you time. You know, like when you find, like, I don't know, even when cell phones came out and suddenly you didn't need a map or anything because you could just Google it and find where you are or whatever. So there's something of efficiency that's really coming up for you, a new way of doing things, something that's easier, something that's going to save you time and help you to work better. For you, the moon is in the 10th house. So you're perceiving a lot of things about your environment, a lot of like this, like watching how people are doing things, how things are going. And the South Node has to do with your 2nd house. I have a feeling that you've probably learned some financial lessons because the South Node is in your 2nd house for the next year, and you're wiser for the financial lessons that you've learned. So you're a little bit more careful, and I think that you're watching probably other people do their thing, and from that you're making some very valuable decisions at this time. I know this isn't like a sexy reading, it's not like woo or whatever, but I think it's a really actually good message for you, telling you that you will reorient the way that you do things, reorient the way that you're looking at your life, and be more productive or successful at this time by seeing the things going on around you the way they are. So let's see your cards for the next week or so. This is getting ready for the full moon, as I said in the astrology. Let's see the next message. We have the 2 of Trees, which is the 2 of Pentacles. A bit of up and down, figuring out ways. I definitely think you're figuring out your finances too. I got a pretty strong hit that many of you have like experienced some financial hardship, and it was like financial hardship from trying things or doing things and it not working out the way that you wanted. So, you know, learning lessons and learning opportunities, and now you're wiser for it. And we have this retreat. This is the Hermit card of Virgo. To me, it really feels as though your lessons and the things you've gone through in terms of your career and public life, they make you feel a little bit like you want to go at things alone. You're a little bit more careful. And I think you're like, it's wisdom. It's not like antisocial behavior. It's just wisdom about how to conduct yourself. You're not necessarily a little bit more less trusting. You're just a little bit more guarded with this energy. And then we have the 9 of Hearts. So yeah, I don't get the feeling that there's like a fundamental, suffering with regard to your emotions, or I think you still like the people that you're around. I just think that you're rethinking things through a lot right now, how they're working for you. I think you're appreciating and taking care of yourself a lot more. There's a lot of self-nurture and self-care that's going on here. And then we have the Ace of Angels. So we have the Ace of Swords, communication about something. Let's see what else we have. And then we have the Page of Wands. This really looks to me like a person who's getting firm in their bearings, getting very grounded, and about to make some plans for the future. And they sort of know that the people in their environment are not coming with them. I'm not saying you're leaving people behind, but like your future adventures are yours to have, right? So you're sort of focused on that side of things. And then we have the World. So expansion. So, there's our sexy part, right? So we have all this stuff going on in the 6th house, right? And so this is like elevation and understanding things, and the way things, when you make your life work better, then you can access that better later on. So you open up and broaden your horizons. It's just exciting and better. So that's pretty exciting. I'm glad for you. I think you're getting ready to achieve certain things that are quite good for you. So congratulations, and kind of on your own terms, which is exciting. Then we have Scorpio. Hello, Scorpio. So water signs, the extended is already done for you, so you can go watch this after we're done here. Let me bring up your chart and give you a lowdown of this energy. This covers now until about the full moon. It's just where to, focus and where to get aware. So Scorpio, for you, the majority of this energy is in your 5th house. It's like, where is joy in your life? That is the question. What brings you joy? What brings you happiness? it's the little things. So for example, I'm gardening, so it doesn't have to be like changing your world. It can be like little things like gardening or whatever you do, a hobby or something that brings you enjoyment. So there's a big focus on self-awareness about how to make your life better. And I think that that has a lot to do with letting go of things within yourself, which is the South Node, that are preventing you from doing certain things. Like, I'm a city girl. Like, for me to do gardening, it was a big step. Like, I'm into it already like a year and a bit, maybe 2 years. So I'm getting my bearings in order, but I'm by no means a farmer, you know? But it's just like, it is the energy of letting go of your preconceived notions, or overcoming your barriers and doing what you are drawn to at this time. And then you experience freedom, probably some type of inspiration from the outside world. So maybe you're hearing me talk about gardening and you're like, well, maybe I've never done it before, but maybe I'll give it a try. You know, there's a whole bunch of things. Figure out what tickles your funny bone, what makes you excited, what makes you interested at this time. And I think that this has a lot to do with letting go of aspects of yourself that we're saying like, no, you can't do that, or no, you know, it doesn't work that way. So yes, it does work that way, and look for the things that bring you joy in life. Also romance. I mean, sorry, let's highlight this because this is like a really good transit for romance and love. You might be drawn towards someone who you're opening up towards people you've never been open to before. There's a miracle moment. If there's confusion in love, this conjunction between the Sun and Neptune can very much enlighten you as to the true nature of your relationships with others. So you get to the heart of the matter. You find out how you feel about them, or maybe they find out they find out how they feel about you, or maybe it's a little in between. Maybe there's some clarity about your relationships. Okay, so we have Two of Stars. So that's Two of Wands. Speaking of people understanding each other, change of vision, right? And you're going to get this message from me and most astrologers who know what's good, because the South Node is in the first house. So the South Node in the first house is really about changing perspective. Beyond, like, you're changing yourself, sure, but you're actually changing perspective. We're going to do a deep dive on the South Node and North Node in Scorpio and Taurus. I'm just looking for the right time to do it. And because the transit will be with us for a while, it gets deprioritized to stuff like this. But anyway, change of vision, change of focus, you know. Other important things matter. There's other things that become more relevant at a certain time. Five of Angels. See, you keep on experiencing this cycle of disappointment. You're disappointed by a situation. You're changing perspective. And, you know, I'll say honestly, there's like a degree of self-sabotage here. And then here we have the potential of growth. So you have to reconcile for yourself. This is the perfect combination. The World card is the 9th house, right? It's the expansion, growth, and like, especially at this MC point, where the moon is on March 13th, it's like, are you going to stop yourself from really going for it? Or are you going to stick to like your concerns, or are you going to embrace like the positivity, the possibility of going for your dreams and embracing them? So this energy will be with you until April. This is just another data point for it, but it's nudging you along to live more authentically and give yourself, you know, not stopping yourself from living broadly and fully. Then there's the Three of Trees. That's a bit of a tongue twister. So things are coming in, things are coming together. If you're on the fence in a relationship, it looks as though things are working through or working out in some way. Nine of Hearts. It's like communication is actually working in your favor now, and there is definitely some kind of mutual understanding. The transit of the Sun, Neptune, and Jupiter in Pisces is going to do a wonder for you in terms of relationships, your communication with others, and it's just going to, the timing of things is going to work in your favor. So you'll have the opportunity to have those conversations and have that enlightenment. 4 of Stars, 4 of Wands. So I do think that things for you are getting better. Like I said, it's timing in terms of communication. So, you know, like the rule, like you don't want to ask people things when they're hungry because they're just going to be hangry and say no. So this is about the timing. Like you're finding timing with people when they're the most open to communication. It just happens to be that way, but it's the astrology that's guiding that. So very good luck in terms of communication, broadening your horizons. The only thing is you need to fight your resistance and second guessing relationships because you don't want to slow this energy down. So that's pretty exciting. Congratulations. Let's see the next sign. Excited. Capricorn. Hey Capricorn, you guys should be feeling better right now. So Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's take a look at your astrology first for the next week or so. Definitely March 13th is the most important date of this week because of the conjunction between Sun and Neptune. This whole weekend's going to be nice. So for you, as you can see, I've taken out certain planets like Pluto, so that's why you don't see it there. But overall, your first house is clear. The intense moment happened. It's still going to, whatever initiated through that time will still develop, but we'll leave that for then. But for now, for you, it's a lot of things like around your immediate environment. It's almost like when you work really hard and you look up and you take account of all the things you've been ignoring because you've been so focused on what you've been doing. This is a bit of this type of energy. I think that there's probably some powerful lessons about friends that you're working through at this time, particularly like what kind of friends, you're missing or what kind of friends you're not giving a lot of time to because you're busy elsewhere, but also like what kind of people you don't want to reconnect with at this time. What kind of people do you want to stay away from, And then there's a lot of romantic feelings with the moon, especially on the 13th. You're going to feel like that desire to make a connection with someone, and it's going to be very close to home. Like, who is this person around me? Like, if it's your partner, then it's your partner, but if you're single, then your mind's going to be wandering about love and who's right and who's wrong in your life, and it's just going to really, really stimulate you. And it's nice because we're heading into the full moon in Virgo, which is in your 9th house. So you might start getting a lot of big ideas as we start the full moon in Virgo. You might start thinking, oh, how do I want to change my life? Where do I want to go? Which way do I want to change things? The ego, the Tower card, 16. So yeah, I think that you're about to make certain changes because what happens on the last day of school, right? On the last day of school, the pressure. Do you guys remember those days, like June in high school or in college? The last day of school is just such a weird feeling because you've been working at school for the entire time. The last day of school, suddenly you don't have homework, you don't have to study for a test, and usually there's tough tests at the end of the semester. You don't have to study, and you're like, whoa, it's such a surreal feeling. It's one of the weirdest feelings that I've ever had. But the last day of school, this is similar to that energy. And what are you gonna do now that I have to for the first couple days of summer semester or whatever, I'd have to, remind myself that I didn't have homework, that I didn't have something to do, that I didn't have something to study. So I think that this Tower represents that because as these planets that are now in your 2nd house moved out of Capricorn, it's like, oh, okay, I have time for myself. What's important now? So I think that you're going to be taking a look at your environment and, like I said, reassessing what's going on. Let's see the next message. I like this Tower here. It's just, and I strongly, strongly feel, and this was a strong download for you, that some of these people in the 11th house, some of these friends, I don't think you want to go back to. I think that, you're going to have the oh, I was busy and then back away slowly and not go back. Because when you think about them, maybe not so important. See, moon in the 7th house on the 13th. It's suddenly it's spring is here, you know, and Capricorn's looking for love. So if you know a Capricorn, if you like a Capricorn, you know, they might be looking your way. Or if you are a Capricorn, spring has definitely sprung for you guys this week. So that's good. And then we have the Force, which is Leo strength. This is getting quite lusty, even though we're not talking about the 8th or the 5th house. This really looks like, you know, some you're on summer vacation. Where's that summer lovin'? What is that? Yeah, summer lovin'. Is that a Grease song? It's actually a really cute song. So yeah, this reminds me of this Grease song. You're finally off the hook with something and finally able to like be a little bit more carefree. So I love seeing this for you, because I know you guys get so serious. 2 of Trees, 2 of Pentacles. Okay, so a little bit of balance with things. There's still some things in the background that you have to deal with, but that's life. 5 of Angels, 5 of Swords, withdraw. And then we have the I think you're going to make a move on someone. Sun, Moon, Rising. If you know a Capricorn, it's very likely that they're thinking of making a move. Otherwise, somebody could be getting romantic with you. Now, the South Node, I mean, it points to the past, so it can make you feel good or bad about the past, but it could literally be making connections with friends from the past. So this could be new, but I'm feeling like it's your environment. It feels homey. It feels good. And if you're not into romance or anything, then this is just really good connections with people from the heart and taking initiative in those relationships, which is the Magician. So that's pretty exciting as well. So I like this. You're finally able to relax. So congratulations, Capricorn. Now, next sign, let's see. So we have Cancer. Hi, Cancer. Welcome to my channel. Let's talk about your astrology. And Cancers, I've done your extended for members only for that kite, the double kite, and the mystic rectangle. So you guys can check that out in the description. I filmed that earlier today. So let's see your chart. Sorry. So I'm excited for you guys. You're one of the signs, Gemini, Capricorn, Cancer. I'm super excited that the transits are out of Capricorn, because I frankly thought it was a lot. So big sigh of relief. And so what are we thinking about? Cancer's going to be thinking broadly. You're going to be thinking about the world. You're going to be thinking about where to go, about where to expand, and how to like go further than ever before, how to challenge your environment. You know, you're thinking about people far away. Some of you might have romantic connections really far away at this time, so that might be happening at this time. And it's supported by the South Node in the 5th house. A lot of reflection on past relationships about what's right and what's wrong. There's a lot of nostalgia here in terms of romance and what's important. And Moon is in Cancer, so in rulership. And so on March 13th especially, you're going to have very romantic feelings, very imagining romance or possibly experiencing something romantic. But you're very much and romance in the sense of, yes, romantic love, romance, but also like romanticism, you know, just, you know, the beauty. And I find art very romantic personally. So like for me, like walking around in a museum or in a beautiful garden with all these sculptures is very romantic. So it's not necessarily like love, but you catch yourself in the moment this week. And I think this is a very nice energy for you. The full moon in Virgo is going to be right at your IC. So very quickly, it's going to reflect back on your important things in your life that you learned early on. So it's very likely that at this time, you're thinking about these things to get in touch with where your heart's at so you can make decisions moving forward. And this can be in the form of interacting with people, talking to people about these things. But I think a lot of people are doing a lot of soul searching. So it's not necessarily just... how do I say this? It's not necessarily just what's happening around. It's a lot of what's happening within. But still, like, if long distance relationships could be at a high point, you could be very easily persuaded to go outside of your comfort zone by someone you love or a love connection. So there's a lot of that going on as well. Okay, so then we have the Knight of Trees. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, air sign. So who's this earth sign you're thinking about, huh? Hi, Cancer. How's it going? So somebody sparked your heart. There, you are getting inspiration from someone else. For some of you, it's romance. For some of you, it's love. For some of you, it's just like adoration. I want to be very inclusive when I talk about relationships because people experience them in a plethora of ways, and we don't want to focus on only one type of relationship because then people feel lonely, right? So just overall, it's a very good feeling of love. It's a really good feeling of expansion. There's someone important in your life that's an inspiration to you, someone you're drawn to. If they're far away, it's very likely that you want to be closer with them. You might be making plans with them or wanting to make plans. Then we have the 10 of Angels, which is the 10 of Swords. Letting something go. So there was a conflict in that relationship that's almost over now. You know, sometimes when you have a conflict with someone and it kind of taints the relationship for you in a negative way, but then after some time you sort of, you know, forget it. So I feel like this is the energy here. And then we have, I think you sincerely like someone, and I think that they're being brought into your life for a reason. It's a very nice energy. It's a very good energy here. I'll show you what cards. Oh yeah, we want these. So we have the moon, the illusion. Ignore the illusion. This is very nice. And this is the 6 of hearts. Everything's pointing to the fact, like very, very romantic thoughts. I'm getting goosebumps just reading about it. So I do have a feeling that you're being drawn, like, and you know, I didn't say this earlier, but as I was doing your astrology and stuff, my idea like was to tell you, like, if you're single like a Pringle and like you have nothing going on, go watch like your favorite romantic movie on March 13th and don't think about it like, boo hoo, I don't have it. Think about like what you love about love, you know, like treat yourself to a bubble bath or do something very nice in this energy. You don't want to reinforce this energy with negative self-talk. You want to really indulge it. So whatever you have going on, if you're single or if you're in a couple or whatever it is, indulge it, let it grow, see what comes of it, you know. And then we have the wheel. Oh my gosh, that's Jupiter, right? So let me show you guys in the chart. This is when now I'm blushing. I have blushed cheeks. I haven't blushed in a while this hard. So Jupiter's right here in your 9th house. This is a beautiful reading for Cancer. I'm so happy. Like the pressure's off of your 7th house in a big way. And you've been going through layers and layers of it for a couple years. So this is almost like a great improvement. And by the way, if you date women, don't be discouraged by this Knight of Pentacles. This could be a woman as well, and it doesn't have to be an earth sign. I was just kidding about that, but the card represents an earth sign, but it's just someone who's very practical. You know, earth and water are very compatible because like the earth is like the practical soft heartedness that complements water so well. So I think that, yeah, just 10 of Cups, Wheel of Fortune, 6 of Hearts, and the moon. This is the 6 of Cups. So very soulmate, very romantic energy for you. So use that energy. I think it's going to guide you to something quite profound for the full moon alongside your IC. So it's just, I think like bygones be bygones. Things are letting go of the negative and embracing the underlying love that you have. So very nice energy for Cancer. Now let's see the next sign. We have Aquarius. Hey Aquarius, how's it going? So you guys get these massive transits right now that I'm not showing in terms of the chart, but I'll show you where they are. So we have a bunch of planets in your 1st house. I've taken those planets out so you guys can easily see the transits I'm talking about. But you know, Venus, Mars, Saturn, it's all here. So it's a good energy in Aquarius. Getting things done, moving along. Venus, Mars in your 1st house conjunct, very good for love. So everybody's kind of feeling it. But for you, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. Let's be honest. So this transit is very money oriented. A lot of like inspiration on what you could do. I think that you have a lot of reflecting to do about the past with your career and like how you've made money in the past and like your social standing. I think you're thinking a lot about like your relationships with others and where you stand with them and like who screwed you and who was nice and what kind of people you want in your life and what kind of situations aren't good for you in terms of money, in terms of business. And so essentially, a very lucky time, get your lottery tickets. These are very good transits for like for this, and I'm getting giddy. I'm so excited for you. And so Neptune and Jupiter are the rulers of Pisces. I know, I'm so excited to tell you guys about this. And they're joining in your second house of money. This is a pretty dope transit. So I mean, some Aquarians could become millionaires in April when they join. So I think like they're joining between 8th and like the 15th of April. So it's going to be like a very nice transit. And so the Sun with Neptune, you know, beyond lottery tickets, Sun with Neptune in the second house could really give you an idea of how to make money well. So you might actually hit on some pretty bright ideas on how to make money. Now, this is getting you ready for the full moon in Virgo, which is in your 8th house, right? So in the 8th house of full moon, it really cut some things out, the things that are weighing you down, the things that are not helping you be productive, cut them out of your life. And I think that you should be, I think money is a motivator, and I hope that it motivates you to do well with it, you know? So it's like whatever it is. This is a transit of self-awareness. It's full of love and compassion and inspiration and luck, but it's also self-awareness about, take some power onto your own shoulders by controlling the things that you can control in your life, which is mostly yourself, right? You can't expect everyone else to cater to you all the time or go along with your goals and your ambitions. So, set those for yourself. And yeah, that might have really good outcomes, especially financially. So I'm not saying like if you've been hurt, I'm here for the victims. I'm here for the people who have been hurt. I stand by you. But at some point, you cannot necessarily, that person who hurt you is long gone, right? So the only thing you can depend on is yourself to get out of whatever pickle you're in, right? Okay, so I love saying pickle. Then we have pickle is the word of 2022. Okay. So we have the shadow, which is the devil card. This is the Capricorn energy in the 12th house. I have a feeling that maybe some of you got backstabbed at work. Let me show you why. So this transit is in your 12th house. And because we're talking about these transits here with regard to money, this 12th house transit is feeling fishy. So if you've been wondering whether someone duped you or did something sneaky that affected your work, it's very, very likely that, sneaky deaky Capricorn energy in your 12th house, somebody did something funny with your money. And if you're wondering whether they burned you behind your back, that's probably a confirmation for you. And then we have the 8 of stars, which is Mercury and Sagittarius. This is nice though. Your friends have your back. This is what it's saying. If it's not your friends, colleagues, and people that will filter through the BS. So you just have to sit quietly or patiently and the truth will come out. The next message is the King of Trees, King of Pentacles. There we go. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn energy. Someone has your really strong, you have an ally. Somebody knows the truth. And I'm the King of Pentacles energy, by the way. Hi, guys. So you guys know that I kind of cannot stand by and not identify the truth sometimes, even if it's against the best wishes of the good outcome of like my video or something. Sometimes I just have to say like the hard truth. And so, yeah, so King of Pentacles, somebody's watching, like knows about your circumstance, knows about a betrayal, and this person is gonna tell other people about it. And they don't have to be a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. It's just and they don't have to be a man. They can be a woman like me, or, just a very King of Pentacles is like, you don't want to cross this person like on dishonesty, right? This is like a hard line for King of Pentacles. You don't want to go that route because they just don't mess with that. So this person could be a friend. I think that they're positively predisposed to you. I think they have good feelings towards you. But the degree to friendship, I question. I really strongly get that it's by principle. So whatever their sign is, it's by principle that they don't like the stuff that you've been put into, Aquarius. So you have allies. Don't worry about it. Focus on your money. You have people that will advocate for you and care about you. And again, resources. The outcome, this is very strong for some Aquarians, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Those of you who have been burned, the good outcome is coming. The devil's gonna get caught. There's just too much evidence, etc. And then we have the 5 of Hearts, disappointment. Be patient through the sadness, disappointment. I get the feeling that a lot of this is happening behind the scenes. And then we have the turnaround, which is the Hanged Man, Neptune energy in your 7th house. This is, if something's slowing down your money, it might take some time for it to resolve before it gets resolved and figured out, but it will get resolved and you have people on your side. Keep doing what you're doing. The outcome is coming. And don't expect the outcome to come before the full moon in Virgo. But in the grand scheme of things, it will all work out. So you want to handle your business right now as if it's already worked out and it's all okay. So a little bit of a delay. I'm thinking after the full moon in Virgo is when you see the positive outcomes start to show up. So act, fake it till you make it. Act as if it's already happened and it's almost here. So Aquarius, congratulations, good transits. Don't hold back with these transits either. These are transits in which you want to assert yourself, and especially if you're in the right, especially if you're honest, and especially if you didn't do something wrong, you just want to just really give it all your all and push in. Okay, Virgo next. Hi Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's talk about your astrology. How are you guys liking the video, you guys? This is the second one, so I don't know if you guys are burnt out yet, but the earlier one is only available for members. So, okay, so Virgo, let's take a look at your chart first. So Virgo, still romantic Virgo. So if you're a Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, this is a very romantic time in your life. I don't think since I've had the channel have I seen so many transits that were, this is your once in a decade love, energies, and some of them have sort of decreased. The more romantic side of things, the more like carefree romance, that's a little bit less intense for now. Right now, this is the partnership and friendship time of things, and it's, wherever you are in terms of your love journey. And again, when I say love, I want to qualify it. It can mean all sorts of different love. There's different ways people express love, and it's all okay. And if you limit yourself to only one type of love, chances are you're going to be disappointed. It's like Christmas time. If you only want one present, you have such a chance of being disappointed. But if you're just going to be happy with what you get, then you'll be much more satisfied. So sorry. So this South Node with the IC in Scorpio. So in terms of love, the South Node gets really close to home for you, Virgo. I wanted to make a point and I lost my train of thought because I started thinking about presents. So it's okay. It's okay. So the South Node with Scorpio. Okay. So the bottom line is that it gets at something very personal for you, Virgo, whatever kind of love you are experiencing or wanting. And there's going to be some profound understandings about March 13th, about the type of love that you want, the kind of love that you desire, and very good luck in terms of partnerships. Now, partnerships can be love relationships, but it can also be with work. So this is your time to put yourself out there and build those connections. The moon on the 13th is in your 11th house, just kinetic. That's like dominoes, right? The one affects the other. Synchronicity, serendipity. Put yourself out there, Virgo. Don't hold back. you know, just go after the types of relationships that you want. You might be really moved to how deep some connections can hit, because the South Node in Scorpio alongside the IC, it's still there. So this time in general, it has been for the last 2 months very visceral for you, Virgo. So the people you're meeting are very important. The experiences you're having are important. Live your life and indulge in it. This is an energy in which you want to be present, and you really want to put yourself out there as much as possible. This energy, I know the sun is here in Pisces, so right now this is extra lucky for love. But when Jupiter and Neptune join together in April, watch out, Virgo. This is a once in a 100. I keep on repeating this, but it's exciting. I won't talk about it for another 150 years. So, you know, let me just say it one more time. This happened in 1856 the last time. So that's like 170 years ago. Like, it's insane. It takes forever. So the fact that this conjunction is happening when you're alive in your 7th house, whatever kind of love-oriented, relationship-oriented things are happening for you, Virgo, embrace them and milk them for all they're worth. Use the energy as much as you can. Okay, so let's see your tarot cards for this energy. Very, very good energy. I'm glad I did this with you guys. Then we have the Knight of Angels. This is the Knight of Swords, Gemini, Aquarius, Libra, the Watcher. Look at this. I don't like this name, the Watcher. I don't think they intended it as that, but the association is. Okay, Knight of Angels. And then we have the Queen of Hearts, Sixth Sense. A water and water, air and air. Interesting combination. And then we have the Four of Trees, Growth. Okay. So, Virgo, I just feel like there's a very special relationship that you have with someone else that people outside of that relationship don't necessarily understand. So it's a very one-on-one, very we're alone in this together kind of energy. And this person is water and water, which means emotion and emotion. This person's air and air, which means thought and thought. And together they have this very close understanding that people from the outside just don't understand. So whoever that person is to you, you have such a special connection. Then we have the Libra energy, the divine order. This is the card of Libra. This is the card of justice and fairness. So there's a lot of things being put right between you and others. This is the South Node stuff. Relationships can be very early childhood connected. How we're treated in early childhood is the blueprint of how we experience love and relationships for the rest of our lives. But especially now with this grand trine, everything's hitting so close to home. And then we have the Six of Hearts, which is Sun and Scorpio. It's the soulmate card. So it's like very profound, special relationship is being put front and center in your life at this time. The next message is the High Priestess. You're gaining powerful awareness and truth about your life through this relationship. Spend as much time with this person this week. And if you're not in contact and you're coming into awareness about this person, maybe it's someone from the past, really spend some time to think about the nature of your relationship. There's something very special there. If there are hard feelings from the past, they've been greatly resolved. And there's a lot of positive movement forward. There's a real kinship between you and the people that you're connected with at this time, Virgo. So very nice. Embrace your relationships. That's really exciting. Okay. I'm a Virgo, if you guys don't know. I always tell the people, just in case someone's watching who doesn't know me. That's why I get so ridiculously happy about love readings for Virgo. Okay, Pisces. Pisces, we've done your extended, so that is available in the description. And let's take a look at your chart. So first we're going to take a look at your astrology. And in the extended, I go deeper into the astrology to talk about the kite and the mystic rectangle. So for you, Pisces, happy birthday, you guys. Very lucky. Who's having a birthday from now until the 18th. I'm curious. If you're having a birthday at this time, this is a very lucky time to have a birthday. This is probably one of the luckiest birthdays you're ever going to have. So I hope you're enjoying it. Just such a favorable angle. I don't have this included, but the North Node is in Taurus. So this is a sextile. Like whatever you're beginning right now, those of you who are having a birthday this week, it's just so special. And go back, like if you've had, let's say, let me just clarify. If you've had a birthday from like the 7th or the 8th until the end of Pisces season, so lucky. This is like hands down your best birthday. These are both your rulers, Jupiter and Neptune. So Neptune is the modern ruler, Jupiter is the ancient ruler, and they're joining together and the sun's between them. So freaking lucky. So happy birthday, you guys. Or if you have a moon, you know, anywhere from 16 degrees on to 30 degrees, so lucky. Such a, yeah, that's all I'll say. You're lucky. That's all the astrology that we need. So we have moon in your 5th house, which is beautiful because it's so like romantic. And the south node in the 9th house is probably making you think about where you stand in the world and vis-a-vis people you know. But the main takeaway of this is very, very lucky transit. Very rare, very lucky. Your grandma didn't have this. Your mom didn't have this. You know, it's multi-generational, unique transit that's happening. So enjoy this week. Enjoy this time. The full moon is in Virgo in your 7th house. This could be a big growth to a relationship. The message for members was a lot to do with friendships, but here is the vibration of romance and love. It's just so nice. So yeah, I just think it brings a lot of positivity your way. So I'm glad to have these positive messages. I was low-key when I was telling you guys about the harsher energies before, like Medusa and stuff. I was low-key waiting for this. I'm like, I can't wait to tell them about this because this is really, really nice energy. The energy of 2022 is a lot of highs and lows. So we are going to go through, you know, you're going to have a bit of a tough skin for the tough ones. But the highs are really, really sweet, like this energy right now. The new moon in Pisces was beautiful. I said this earlier, but I'm going to make a playlist that includes all the relevant astrology sections. Even if they're in the past, watch them because they're contextualizing what's happening now. So watch all those astrology sections and they all work together to bring you to now and then with the full moon. So it's pretty nice energy. Okay, so we have the Queen of Hearts, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, secondary transits in water. Very watery. So this is a grand trine, right? I kind of skipped over this because I was just like, you're lucky. I'm done. Mic drop. You know, that's all I have to say. But yeah, grand trine in water. Very lucky. Very watery energy. It's the oasis. Like it's the oasis in the desert. It's the break from the monotony and the stress. And I think that in your heart of hearts, you're finally getting more empowerment to claim the types of relationships you want. Look at this. This just popped out. The 2 of Hearts, 2 of Cups, 2 twos, Queen of... It's just very connected to I don't think there's one particular person. I hope that you have a particular person, but this is very, very like love for all, you know, Pisces, queen of the world. You should have seen my TikTok for your birthday season. I did a Pisces season TikTok. Watch it. Go check it out. You don't have to have a TikTok account. Just find me with a browser with Google. But anyway, so like that energy was just so beautiful. So this is like the essence of Pisces season. It doesn't make a lot of sense. It's all from the heart and it's just full of love and abundance. So bringing love and abundance to all situations. King of Wands, Sag, Leo, or Aries. There we go. A fiery guy for a Pisces lady. You think someone's hot. That's what this card's telling me. And then we have the 6 of Wands, Victory. Maybe you're more, maybe you're more confident to claim your man or woman. Maybe you're more confident to say, this is what I want now, after the things you've gone through. There's like you know, this is like the south node in your ninth house. It's like you've not been around the block. That's a joke, but like you've gone through certain experiences and you're not going to be manipulated by the outside world. You know what you want. You know what's in your heart. You're strong. Like, stay out of my way, you know, here I come. Here's my energy. And then we have the King of Pentacles, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, secondary transits in fire, Sag, Leo, or Aries. So you get the person that you want. Maybe this is you and someone else. Like, I feel like this is not you. I feel like this is the other person. Maybe this is a version of you when you're together with this person, like this power couple. I just think that love is very possible for you at this time. And if it's not love, there's very good friendships at your side at this time. And just the potential there is you're getting really into the heart of so what's special about this transit, I guess we should say it now, the special aspect of this transit of Jupiter, Neptune, and Sun, your rulers are both in Pisces. So you are in your first house. So if you have Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, Pisces, you are the most powerful at this time. You are at your highest vibration. So you're attracting experiences that are resolving very intense things. So use this Sun-Neptune conjunction at this time to don't be afraid of what the world is showing you. Embrace it. Embrace what the world is showing you. It's pointing you in the right direction. Okay? So that's very exciting. Very, very high energy. Okay, so next card is for Aries. Hi, Aries. How are you doing? Let's take a look. So you guys got a break. I know that you guys are finally on a break from that crazy Capricorn energy. So let's talk about some water energy in your chart. So we haven't really done much of the fire signs. So the last three, I don't think we've done Sag or Leo yet either. So for you, this is a very nice conjunction actually in the 12th house. It could be one of the best ones because you know what this means? What is I wish I could remember the saying. No evil against me shall prosper. Nothing that crosses me can stay hidden. Nothing that is against me shall thrive. The Sun with the Neptune is like, boom, like this is your enemy. The 12th house, I was pointing with my finger at the computer instead of using the cursor. So the 12th house is the hidden enemy. And because the Sun and Neptune are here, it's going to be presented to you in some way regarding who's against you, who's working against you, the truth about a situation, the secret that's being kept from you that you're not being shown, the very important thing you need to know, you're being shown right here. And it's supported by finally being able to let go of something, which is the South Node in your 8th house. Finally being able to let go of something, and then also feeling like what feels like home. So this is specifically for March 13th. Moon is in its domicile in Cancer, so it's in rulership there. It's like what feels like home. Okay, so social life pressures us to make relationships with people who we don't feel 100% about, right? But many of those people, especially if we feel uncomfortable about the relationship, there's a reason for that. There's an underlying reason behind it. And so the moon in Cancer is a reminder of picking people that to be around you who are really well aligned. So it's a reminder with this energy of letting go haters, fake friends, those kinds of noxious energies that are taking away from you. With this grand trine, especially on the 13th, you'll be very aware of who is good and who is bad in your life. And it'll be up to you to decide which way to go. The extended, we'll talk about this more. Essentially in the extended, what it's going to be is ultimately you'll have plenty of chances this week to figure that out. So it's not like it's not like an exam where you do it once and if you fail, that's it. You'll get plenty of opportunities to work through this energy at this time to figure out who matters to you a lot, who's good in your life, and it'll be very clear for you who is not good in your life, and you'll be able to get out of their way, or, you know, get them out of your way. So it'll be good. Very, very good energy. Okay, so now let's see your tarot cards for... So we have the universe, which is the world. So the world, expansion, growth. Definitely if you... So this... Okay, so the 12th house, when we're talking about this, this is also institutions, things that can hold you back. So this could be a liberation from things that you never thought. The fine print that you missed, that you didn't read, you finally figure out what you're missing. And finally, you can move ahead. So that's exciting. Then we have the awakening. This is my favorite card. It's Pluto, and it is the last judgment. I like making big decisions. I like it being done and it being set. In some way, I think that you're making a decision about the world. For some reason, there's not many transits there, if there's anything. We're talking about your 9th house here. This is what it's pointing to, the world and Pluto, maybe your 10th house. Remember, I took out the transits that are happening here, but basically your 10th house was really activated for a long time, and now the transits have moved out of that area of your chart, which means that the pressure of your career, the pressure of your work has diminished. And so therefore you get more agency, more control. It's less intense and less like maybe even exciting, but it's like, I think it's enough. Enough is enough of that. And now you get to make some choices about which way you're going and how you want to live your life. But that's not the focus here. The focus here is definitely about choosing what's right and wrong. And the full moon, which I forgot to mention, is right on your descendant. What are you attracting? So you better, when you see that, you know, Judas, when you figure out who Judas is in your life, then you better pluck out Judas, get them out of there, because with the full moon in Virgo on the 18th, it's on your descendant, and this is what you're attracting. Let's see the next message. We have the 2 of Angels. So kind of, you know, whenever we make big decisions, there's a little bit of like, which way is the right way, but you'll figure it out. 9 of Pentacles, money. Don't mess with money, Aries. Money's coming your way. Let's see the next message. We have the Knight of Stars, Knight of Wands, a Sag, Leo, or Aries, extend, and then secondary energy is air. And then we have the 10 of Trees, 10 of Pentacles, Mercury in Virgo. And that's opposite to where Mercury is right now, exalted Mercury. So essentially, I just feel like finding the right path. But that I think that it's unearthing, you know, it's like making a call about people and situations. This is just assuring you that you have loyalty on your side. And I think that you're going to pull the plug on some things, maybe even surprise people a little bit as you back out of relationships, as you go a different direction. I think you have some bigger goals in mind, and so wasting your energy on people around you at this time might be just a bad use of time. You have money on your mind, or maybe you have money in your wallet already, and so making certain plans for moving forward is very important. Okay, so next sign. We're doing good today. Okay, so we have Leo. I expect like there's 3 fire signs coming up. So fire energy. It's so interesting because there's not that much in fire at this time. And the fire signs are coming out at the end. See, it works when you do random. The order of the readings oftentimes matches the order of the intensity of the frequency, for good or bad. So usually the signs who need to hear their message first come up first, and then the ones who have a gentler energy come up later. Sometimes, I don't know. But it does seem to correlate. Okay, so Leo, let's talk about your astrology. Hi, Leo. Meow, meow. So for you, it's like, well, the nice thing about this 8th house conjunction is that if you are in an intimate relationship with someone, this is going to really clarify things between you and them. This might be a really good time for intimacy between you and your partner. Things might just really progress in really good directions. So yeah, just there could be secrets that you're kind of trying to figure out from your partner, or maybe secrets that you've been hiding, you're going to tell them about. If you're single, like also very romantic in that intimate side of things. And then also to do with endings, like if you don't know why a situation ended in your life, this conjunction between the Sun and Neptune, you know, you might get some clarity, or you might find out something about a relative, you know, who had gone through something and you never knew the full story, and you finally learned the story. This is the 8th house, right? You can also find out if you're embroiled in a financial situation with a family member over an estate, like shared resources, or maybe your ex-partner over resources. Then in the 8th house, there may be like, and you don't understand why they did what they did or what the push and pull is about. This energy can really help you out. So over the next week or so, and definitely into April, you might get clarity on closure. You might get clarity on why finances in family went the way they did. There's just a lot of truth coming out. A lot of things to do with family secrets coming out. There's just, you're going to be, and all this information that you're gaining, Leo, is going to help you understand. It's going to help you understand, and it's going to help you put into context, and you're going to know the story a bit better, and that will make you feel much more confident. So this is, you know, getting to the truth of the matter, the heart of the matter. I really sense that for many of you, this is like to do with inheritance. Why like you know, once legal things get involved, people don't talk so much, or they have to be careful and what they say, and so someone's on guard, someone is on guard, someone is like, how do you say this, someone is on guard, someone is not saying something because of money, because of, you know, the push and pull between people, or the push and pull between people. There's a struggle for power, and you're just like, why is my aunt not talking to me about this? And so with the Sun, with Neptune, you might finally get some answers on those hard questions. Sorry, I started thinking about the energy too much. Yeah, it's very like subconscious, the moon, especially on the 13th in your 12th house. So this is the card of Cancer. That's where the moon is, on the 13th of March. So overcoming things, the truth is illuminated. There might be hints at what's going on too. So it might not be the full answer. You might just get parts of an answer, but 6 of Stars, this is a Leo card. So finally being able to find your answer, find your solution. The next message is the 8 of Trees, Sun in Virgo. I just feel as though like something is happening that's hidden, the 12th house, and you're finally getting some degree of clarity on the situation, which is allowing you to live your life much better. So you're finally able to move past confusion or whatever it is that was in your way. And then we have the Empress, which is the mother, which is the Venus card. Then we have the Ego, which is the Tower, transformation. And then we have the 4 of Hearts. I think there's gonna be a disclosure, Leo. Somebody's gonna tell you something. The mother can represent wife, or it can represent mother, it can represent aunt, like I said. It doesn't have to be that, but I just feel like there's disclosure, there's truth about a situation. I just feel like you're going to get an answer on something that you've been kept from, that's been really holding you back. So whatever it is, or maybe if it's not disclosure, then you finally understand something, or something comes in, like data point comes in that clarifies something. The Tower can be like the truth is coming out, the truth is coming forward. And the Four of Hearts, it's like, it's kind of a sad card, but it's like they're crying hearts, like the hearts are crying, are falling from her eyes. And so there's this, that's you, Leo. Like, it's a dark card, but it's like fulfillment, you know, like the secret is out, the truth is out, and finally there can be real healing. So very nice energy. And the Cancer card, the Chariot, is like overcoming. The energy is overcoming a problem, overcoming a situation, victory, success, and you're finally getting your way a little bit. Okay. So again, this isn't like, yeah, it can be a variety of different degrees of intensity. It can be small things that matter, or huge things that will rock your world. So I wish you all the best with that, Leo. Very, very like subconscious sort of energy for you. Okay. Now we have Tauruses. Hi, Tauruses. How are you doing? So I guess Sag is last but not least. So yeah, so I took Uranus out of your chart because it's here, and the South Node, the North Node is here. Just because I wanted to show you guys this so we can focus on this transit. Let me know how you guys like it when I take out certain transits, just so we can look at one. I think it's a good thing. I think it helps us to focus, right? So anyway, so for Taurus energy, I think that big improvement with friends, big clarity on where you stand with friends, meeting new people. You should be putting yourself out as much as possible out there. I think many of you are letting go of shitty partners over the next year, letting go of the legacy of bad relationships and how you've been treated. And the moon on the 13th is alongside your IC. And I think that the importance of moving on in terms of certain relationships and certain patterns in your relationships is just so important for you. You don't have time for the past this year. This is like, if you're not on board with Team Taurus, you better, you know, get off the boat, because, you know, we're heading somewhere, and Taurus is leading the way. So, you know, it's cool. It's like you're meeting partners, or you're meeting friends, and you're meeting people who are in your vibration, who are supportive of you at this time. And I think that you should bring people on board. And, you know, frankly, all those people that didn't live up to things, they just got to go. They're in the way. And I think with this moon in Cancer on the 13th, I think you become very, very intensely aware of that. The full moon is at the end of your 5th house. This is very inspired sort of transit. So the 5th house full moon is just like, you start from what do you care about and what really matters on an emotional level, and then your attention will focus on the things you really enjoy, and you'll make a lot of decisions alongside the things that you care about, the things that you want. Okay, so let's take a look at your cards. Sun, Moon, and Rising Taurus. Let's see your energy. So we have 7 of Hearts. This hasn't come up. That's Venus and Scorpio. So betrayal of lovers and friends. Whoa, the astrology lines up. Look at this. So the South Node. Venus and Scorpio can be like a bit of a brutal transit, and I'm sorry if you have that, but it can be kind of a brutal transit in the sense that, you know, it can be a lot of heartbreak through illusion and confusion and difficult moments in terms of relationships. So, you know, just 7 of Hearts, releasing toxic imprints from other people in your life. And 5 of Stars, hesitant to do that, Taurus. Still hesitant to let go of bad relationships. You're so loyal, it's really to a fault. But I think that there is that underlying awareness that you're very aware of the fact of how people treat you, and if they're not on the same page as you, they need to go. If they're detracting from you or hurting you in some way, I think you really understand at this point that they're not. This year is a very, like, Taurus, this is a big energy of focus, like on me. Taurus, the North Node, Uranus, I know the way. Uranus in Taurus right now is like, I know the way to the secret party and nobody else knows it but me. So you better come along with me if you want to go there. Like, that's the energy. And the closer that the North Node gets to Uranus, the more intense that's going to be. Tauruses have a lot of answers right now for all of us. And yeah, I talked in a previous video how the main like actors in terms of policy, in terms of world politics, have Moon in Taurus, right? That's an exalted moon. If you have Moon in Taurus, that includes you too. There's like, Tauruses are just stepping up all over the place for good and bad to set the course of history at this time. Taurus is the sign. So there's not much room for dilly-dally, gaslighting, negative energies around you at this time. Here is the next message. We have the Ace of Wands, a Sag, a Leo, or an Aries. Secondary transit, very creative, very self-starter energy. Queen of Wands, Sag, Leo, or Aries possibly. You're going to have a lot of fiery people around you at this time because you are so strong through these transits. And then we have the Nine of Hearts. I feel like you have camaraderie and a friendship. This could be romance. Remember, the Queen of Wands could be a man. There's like camaraderie and friendship. A person who's at your vibration now. Very adventuresome spirit. Very exciting spirit. And there's like a heart-to-heart connection. Like you're both like seeking the right thing. That's the same or similar thing. That's what I was seeing here, because this is our focal point for you guys. It's the 11th house. So look out for new friends. Look who's speaking to your heart. Where are you finding that deep connection? Where this is Jupiter, by the way, Jupiter in Pisces. So let me show you. So let me show you how. We have Jupiter in Pisces here, right? In your 11th house. It's sparking that relationship. It's getting fulfilled. Taurus, you give so much into relationships, so to have it reciprocated is so fulfilling. So someone is stepping up. They're on the same page as you, and they're a nice person. So watch out for them. They're very nice, very nice. And I think that they'll be very closely connected to you having fun in the not so distant future when the full moon in Virgo happens on the 18th of March. So very nice energy there. Now let's see, last but not least, we have Sagittarius. How are you guys doing? Hey. So the attention, you're last, but maybe the best. Let's see what your energy's all about with this grand trine. Sagittarius, let's see how it goes. Okay, so Sagittarius, hi. So definitely letting go of bad energies from others, sensitive about endings, and very focused on home, redecorating home, opportunities. It's a very un-Sagittarian-like energy, but you're happy in it. This is your time, like you're hanging out with your dog, you're hanging out with your cat. I think that you're kind of hesitant to the outside world because you, especially March 13th, you might feel as though very sensitive about certain endings that may change in your outside world. And you know, we all face endings from time to time, so I'm not predicting some drastic change. I just think that you don't want to go there with people. You're like, yeah, I can change these situations later, but I'm just going to really focus on my home, my family. I just think that things are going well. I think that your improvement of your relationship, if you're married, especially married to men, or also relationships with men in your house. So very, very good turn of events for Sagittarius. And here, the South Node in your 12th house, this is a gnarly transit. The South Node in the 12th house is like the super sweeper, the super vacuum, the Roomba of transits. It clears everything up, the debris, like the secrets, the opinions that people have of you that you can't really get at through conversation. The South Node is going to in some way create circumstances in which that gets cleared out. So if people have like latent hostilities towards your, or secret opinions, or if there's rumors, the South Node will really help you clear these things out. But I think with this transit, you're avoiding it, honestly. I think you're nowhere to be found. This is your cave. You're hanging out, and these things will work out. This is a year-long transit, but I think at this time you're like, I'm not getting involved. This feels so good right now. Like, this feels like, I don't know, like, what is it? Blanket burrito? Do you guys know what that is? It's when a person wraps themselves in their blanket and just lays in bed, or like, it's cozy. It's very, very cozy energy. So I hope you enjoy it. And you get to enjoy it until April. That doesn't mean that nothing's happening in your life, but I just think you're probably like, you're deucing it out. You're like, no, I'm not going to deal with this for now. Like, yeah, changes are there, but this feels good and things are going to work out anyway. So I think it's good. It's just, it's not very exciting. I'm sorry. But yeah, not exciting is good sometimes, right? Yeah. Okay, so let's take a look at your tarot cards. I had a lot of fun to read with everyone, by the way, so thank you for coming. We have the Sagittarian card. There we go. Creativity. Of course, art around the house. You know, like paint your walls, paint your roof. All these Sagittarian houses with like rainbow roofs show up everywhere because everybody's painting their house and getting creative. Definitely a creative vibe to this one. So yeah, you're just off being you and being comfortable here. Very, very nice energy. And then we have the 8 of Pentacles, creativity. There's some degree of hard work, working on something that's important to you. Knight of Pentacles, Virgo, or you might have a guest or two, see? This can also be very, okay, come over to my house and let's play. So when we have this energy here, it could be like an invitation, like hang out, like, what do they say? Like nesting together. This is the energy here. So you could be very like cooped up with, it's very, very cozy. Whatever cozy is to you. And there could be like a Knight of Pentacles around you, a Knight of Trees. They don't have to be an earth sign, but they may be one. There's some sign it's a Virgo, but you know, Sagittarians and Virgos, it's a hit and miss, honestly. We have the Ace of Angels, Ace of Swords. You're working on something that you're going to talk about a later point in time. And then we have the 4 of Wands. Again, the house, home. There's no getting you out of the house at this time. All you want to do is chill and relax and be comfortable. And then we have the 7 of Hearts. Very creative energy. So we talked about it being negative with another sign, but it's a very creative energy. You might actually be lying to people and saying you're busy when you're just at home. You might be like, yeah, I'm so busy, I can't hang out. Because I think that like, or you might be, because you're in the, like the burrito thing with your boyfriend or girlfriend. So you might be telling people you're busy, but you're just wrapped up in a blanket burrito together. So, and if you're by yourself, maybe you're wrapped up in a blanket burrito with your cat or dog or whatever. But it's a very, very nice, cozy energy. Remember, this covers until about the 8th of March or 18th of March. So it's like until the next full moon. And so the next full moon for Sagittarius is at the end of your 10th house. So maybe this all has to do, it's right here. So maybe this has to do with like, you need to chill out and think about like what's going on for you, because with the full moon, there will be some opportunity, some breakthrough moment. And so you want to get like your bearings in order, and you want to just relax and get ready for what you want to say, how you want to do things, where you want to go. 10th house, right? So you're making your master plan. You know, Sagittarian energy is very hermit-like too. Very, very similar to Virgo in the sense. You know, Sagittarians have to go off by themselves a little bit. They have to do their own thing. They can't be, they're good at being with other people, but when they need to be alone, when they need to do their own thing, they just need to do it. Anyway, thanks so much for being here, you guys. So I hope you had fun today. Tomorrow, I guess we're going to do air and then another sign, but comments are open if you guys want to say hi, and thank you guys. Everybody loves the blanket burrito, so yeah. So I hope you guys have a nice day. Thank you for coming out, and I'll talk to you soon.